Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the video session, my dear children. Hope you all are safe and fine at home. Take care yourself. Eat healthy foods like more fruits and vegetables. Before enter into our today's topic, let's have small introduction about the topic. We all love the plants. Our environment is full of wonderful and colorful plants growing in different places. Plants grow in different places or different landforms like mountains, desert, plains, and water. Some plants grow on the surface of the lakes, while some plants grow on the seabed deep into the sea. In other words, plants can be found everywhere on the earth. So why these plants are very important? Our earth is surrounded with the plants. Yes. So why these plants are very important? These plants are really important for the planet Earth and for all living things. So these plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen from their leaves, which humans and other animals need to breathe. This process is called photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Hope you all know about this. Yes, the process of plants prepare the food with the help of water, sunlight and carbon dioxide. Yes, how the plants will take the carbon dioxide? With the help of stomata. Stomata is the tiny pores present in the lower surface of the plants which will exchange the gases. It will take the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. And how the plants will absorb the sunlight? With the help of chlorophyll, the green color substance which is present in the leaves. And how they will take the water? They will absorb the water with the help of roots. So this is the process is called photosynthesis, and it is very important process because what are the products of this photosynthesis? We will get sugar as well as oxygen. Oxygen is important for all living things, and sugar, the food prepared by the plant which we will eat. Not only we, all the living things will eat the food prepared by the plants. Okay, so that's why the plants are very important to keep our environment clean and green. Okay, it also clean the water. So all these reasons the plants are very important. Yes, hope you all understand why the plants are very important. Do we see all the plants growing in all the places, children? No. Look at the picture. Do cactus and hibiscus have the same type of leaves, or do lotus and coconut grow in the same place? No, right? We can't see a cactus living in the Arctic, nor would you see lots of tall trees living in the grassland. No, right? So, all the plants cannot grow in all the places. Why all the plants can't grow in all the places? What helps plants to grow in different regions? So to get answer, let's enter into our topic. So today's topic is adaptation in plants. Plants have adaptation to help them live and grow in different areas. So these adaptations explains why certain plants are found in one area but not in another. That's the reason we are going to get it from this lesson. Okay, this is the our third lesson, adaptation in plants. That's why we can't able to see the cactus in a plains, but the plains mango tree or peepal tree or whatever it is growing on the plains, we can't able to see in the desert. Okay, so let's enter into our today's lesson. Yes, children. So before knowing what is mean by adaptation, just let's all want to know what is habitat. So habitat is nothing but the natural surroundings in which a living thing, either it's a plant or animal, lives, feeds and produces is called its habitat. Okay, just what is mean by habitat? The natural surroundings in which a living thing, either it's a animal or plant, lives, feeds and reproduces is called its habitat. In another way, the simple way we can say the place where the plants can live or survive. The place where the plants can live or survive is called its habitat. For example, in your garden, you have a mango tree or guava tree or whatever it is. So what is the habitat of mango tree now? It's your garden, the place where it's growing. That is called the habitat. For example, cactus, where it grows in desert. Yes. So that is the habitat of cactus. Cactus grows in a desert. That is the habitat of cactus. The same way, where water lily will grow, it grows in water. Yes. So that is the habitat of water lily. So this is called habitat, the place where the plant can live or survive is called its habitat. Clear, children, what is habitat? Okay. So plants, the survival and growth of plants depend on climate and weather conditions and soil. If the plants get proper soil and proper weather condition, the plants will grow in that particular area or region. Okay, hope you all clear with what is habitat. Let's move into the adaptation now. Yes, children, now we learn about adaptation. So what is adaptation? This adaptation word derived from the Latin word adapter, which means to fit. Fit to the particular region wherever it grows. So what is mean by adaptation now? Plants of a particular region have special features that help them to survive in their natural habitat. So the process of developing certain features to suit one's environment is called adaptation. So see the pictures now, conifer tree and cactus. If you see cactus, cactus don't have the leaves. Instead of leaves, they have thorns. Why they have a thorns? Why the leaves are modified into the thorns? That is the special feature of cactus. Okay. So this thorns will not allow the animals to graze it. Okay, that is the special features by the cactus to adapt that particular region. The same way, if you see the conifer tree, it grows only on the mountain regions. We know that mountains are higher than the plains and generally have a cold climate. So every time it has a cold climate, every time it will be having the snowfall. So what will happen? Always if there is a snowfall, the plant can't able to hold the weight. So that's why the shape of the tree, if you see, it is a cone shaped so that the snow will be slide off easily from the branches. That cone shape will allow the snow to slide off the branches easily. So these are the special features that developed by the plant to suit the environment. Okay, that is called adaptation. In simple word, if you say that what is adaptation, the features that help a plant or an animal to survive in its natural surroundings. What is natural surrounding means? Habitat, are called adaptation. The features that help a plant or an animal to survive in its natural surroundings are called adaptation. Hope you all clear what is adaptation, children. Okay, let's move into the next topic. So children, till now we saw that what is habitat and what is adaptation, everything. Now, why the plants should adapt to the particular regions? Yes, so there are three reasons why the plants should adapt the particular region. One is to protect themselves from the animals, reproduction purpose, climate and weather conditions. To protect. To protect, the plants cannot run away from animals that want to eat them, such as goat, deer or insects and other animals. But many plants do have ways to protect themselves. Some plants taste bitter so that the animals cannot able to eat it. And some plants have thorns on their leaves or stems, and some plants are poisonous and cause a rash on an animal skin. So these are the some ways that plants can protect themselves from the animals. And reproduction, you all know what is reproduction. Producing the young ones on their own kind. Okay, if the region is very suitable for the reproduction, then the plants will adapt to that particular region itself. Okay, so how they will reproduce? The bright colored fruits, vegetables that attract the animals, and colorful petals that attracts the birds and insects. Through this way, the plants will reproduce. Climate and weather conditions. If the plant get proper climate and weather condition, they can grow very well in that particular regions. Hope you all clear why the plant should adapt to the particular region to protect reproduction, climate and weather condition. Hope children everybody clear why the plants are adapting with the environment. So now what are the types of adaptation? There are two main types of adaptation. One is structural adaptation and another one is behavioral adaptation. Children, this is not in our textbook, but this is to add up your knowledge. Okay. Yes. So look at the picture. We already saw about cactus. The another one is the insectivorous plants. That is the Venus flytrap. Okay. So if you see the cactus in the body, that stem itself, they have a thorns. That is the structure. Okay. That is the shown by the cactus, the structural adaptation. And if you see the Venus flytrap, it will trap the insects to fulfill their mineral requirement. I'll say what is insectivorous plants in the coming slides. Okay, so now just listen to explain the behavioral adaptation. So it traps the insects to fulfill their mineral requirement. That is called the behavioral adaptation. So these are the two main types of adaptation. Okay, children. Yes, children. Now we are going to learn about types of plants based on their habitat. So based on the place where they live, the different types of plants. First one is terrestrial plants. The plants which grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Aquatic plants. The plants which grow in water are called aquatic plants. Insectivorous plants. So as I said earlier, some plants grow in a region where they have very less nutrients in the soil. So they will not get proper nutrients from the soil. To fulfill their nutrients or mineral requirement, these plants will trap the insects and eat it. So in this way, they will fulfill their mineral requirement. Those plants are called insectivorous plants. Examples are Venus, flytrap and pitcher plant. Saprophytic plant. Some plants that don't have a chlorophyll, they are called the saprophytic plant or non-green plant. You might be thinking, if they don't have chlorophyll, then how they will prepare the food? Because chlorophyll is very important for the photosynthesis process to observe the sunlight. If they don't observe the sunlight, they can't able to do the photosynthesis and they can't able to prepare the food. Then how they will survive? They will grow only on the dead plants and animals. From the dead plants and animals, they observe the nutrients whatever they want. Okay, so such plants are called saprophytic plants. Best example is mushroom. Parasitic plants. Some plants cannot absorb nutrient from the soil. Instead, they absorb nutrients from other living plants. So these plants are called parasitic plants. Okay. So parasitic plants usually have a special roots which will help them to absorb the nutrient from the other plants. Okay. So that's how they will survive. Example for a parasitic plant is mistletoe. So hope you are clear the different types of plants based on the habitat: terrestrial plants, aquatic plants, insectivorous plants, saprophytic plants and parasitic plants. Now, aquatic plants. We have only aquatic and terrestrial plants. Saprophytic, insectivorous and parasitic plants we don't have in our textbook. Okay, that is again to add up your knowledge. Aquatic plants. Yes. So what is mean by aquatic plants? We all very well know about these plants. The plants that grow in or near water are called aquatic plants. The word aquatic is derived from the Latin word for aqua. Okay, Latin word for water, aqua. So look at the picture. These are the example for aquatic plants. The plants that grow in or near water are called aquatic plants. So how many types of aquatic plants? Aquatic plants are three types. That is floating plants, fixed plants and submerged plants. Okay, these are the three types of aquatic plants: floating plants, fixed plants, submerged plants. So what are the three types? Floating plants, fixed plants and submerged plants. These are the three types of the aquatic plants. So now terrestrial plants. What is mean by terrestrial plants? The plants which grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Yes, children. So there are four different types of terrestrial plants. The plants which are growing on the mountains, grassland, plains and desert. So these are the four different types of terrestrial plants. Okay, children. So till now we saw that the introduction about the adaptation. What is habitat? What is adaptation? Why adaptation is very important? And what are all the different types of adaptation based on the habitat? How the plants are classified? Yes, and different groups of plants: aquatic plants, terrestrial plants, saprophytic plants, insectivorous plants and parasitic plants. Yes, children, now it's a activity time. So we learned about habitat, adaptation, everything, right? So now let's have a small activity based on the habitat. So write the habitat of the following plants. Write the habitat. What is habitat means? The place where they live or survive. Just write the place where they live or survive. One is cactus, water lily, conifer, lotus, mango tree, pine, grasses and rose. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Yes, children. Now we all learn habitat, adaptation, why adaptation is important, why the plants are doing adaptation, what are the different types of plants based on the habitat, everything, right? Let's have a what are all the important key points in the Topic: Habitat. The natural surroundings in which a living thing lives, feeds and reproduces is called its habitat. Adaptation. The features that help a plant or an animal to survive in its natural surroundings are called adaptation. Plants are classified based on their habitat or aquatic plants, terrestrial plants, insectivorous plants, saprophytic plants and parasitic plants. Types of aquatic plants are floating plants, fixed plants and submerged plants. Types of terrestrial plants are the plants which are growing on mountains, desert, plains and grassland. Hope you all enjoyed the video. So next video we'll be seeing about the adaptation done by the aquatic and terrestrial plants. Okay children. So till that, stay at home, take care of yourself, eat healthy foods like fruits and vegetables and just go through all the videos and learn the topics. Thank you children. Bye.